Welcome, yogis. Hello, hello, hello. Let's get us set up in here. Okay. Let's turn it up. That's good. All right, my friends. Welcome in. 6 p.m. flow. Yeah, this is just our flow. We're not going to do specifics like we have been. We're not going to do specifically throat chakra or heart chakra or anything like that. We're just moving. We're here to get some movement in. We're going to start in Child's Pose. We do have a couple of minutes before we do begin. Want to get out of the way. Anytime that you see something in class that doesn't resonate with your body, or it's something that you've tried before, that is just, it's not the avenue to take, you're more than at liberty to take something different. This is about you. It's your practice, unionizing your breath and your movement as unique as both of those are. So take that as you need. I have blocks with me. I'll probably use them throughout class, but again, you don't have to use them. Our teacher donation relief fund is still going. It's at blackswanyoga.com/live. So if you can, maybe before class starts, head on over there. We have that going. If you've been donating and supporting, thank you so much. We appreciate it. If not, no worries. You can keep coming. Just come on in. We just want you to be here. In a few minutes before we start, we will be in Child's Pose. So if you're already ready to take yourself there, you can take yourself there. And we'll get started here in a couple minutes. welcome in. If you're just joining, 6 p.m. flow class. We are going to flow with the intention of flow. To kind of speak to that a little bit, since it won't be necessarily on a specific body part or on a specific movement in itself, I invite you today to focus on your transitions from pose to pose. We'll talk about it as we move, but even more so than just finding the pose or the position to put yourself in, think about the way that you go from one pose to the next, the way that you think about it, and some of the ways that you also don't think about it, things that become a little more mindless or less mindful through your movements. Let's take that. All the way down into your child's pose, knees can be wide. That's going to help get a little more into your low back, or rather to your inner thighs. And if you want low back stretch, take your knees together. If you haven't tried one of those, try them out. See how they suit you, and then pick which one. Stay with that one. Let your forehead relax to the ground. Maybe walk your hands a little further forward, so there's a little more tension and possibility to stretch. And then settle into stillness. Seal your lips if you haven't already. Start your slow, methodical breathing in and out through your nose. Ujjayi breath. So slow inhale. And then match the length of your exhale. Just as slow, just as deep. And again, breathe in, fill up again. And slow, controlled breath out. Keep that going as you settle into your child pose. Notice the transfer of weight and energy as you breathe and fill up your lungs. And your ribs press against your thighs and lift. And then notice the difference as they begin to fall again. Even something subtle as just breathing. There's transitions between. How focused can you be on those transitions? One more round of breath. From here, press into your left forearm. On an inhale, reach your right arm up. Take another breath in, maybe lift it a little higher. And exhale, thread the needle. Right arm underneath your left. Bring your right shoulder to the ground. If your knees are close together, this may be a little constricted for your shape. So to make some more space, come out of the twist. Take your knees a little further apart. And try that again. Child's pose, thread the needle. Both sit bones stay connected to your heels. If they try to lift, put something underneath your head, something under your forehead to hold up. And if that doesn't sound as good, switch it out. Plant it underneath your sit bones so they are connected, and then your forehead can touch the ground. And 2 more breaths. Notice the rise and fall. And then inhale, counter twist. Reach your right hand back up, open. Exhale, hands down. Take a child's pose to reset for a full breath. And inhale your left arm up. Stay for your breath out. One more inhale. Thread on your exhale. Left arm under your right. Slide it across. Piece together all the parts that you see in your mind's eye of your body that are tense, that are resisting the stretch. Apply your breathing to those areas. Fill it space. One more breath. Press into your right forearm. Inhale your left arm up. Exhale both arms down. Child's pose. All right. Walk your fingertips a little further forward. Your forearms can lift off the ground to find a stretch first, but then let them relax down with your palms flat. So we're going to start some movement here. On an inhale, shift forward to a tabletop. So we'll take it slow to start. Press into your shins, lift your hips. Shine your chest forward as you stack shoulders on top of your wrist, in with your hips stacked on top of your knees. Now notice how far apart your knees are. Are they wider than your hips? Take them into center so they're in line. Draw your belly up and in so you have this strong core. Keep that strong core as you transition. We're going to take it back to your child's pose. So press your hips back. Exhale. Full round of breath. Let it settle. All right. Breath to movement with control and focus of your movements. Inhale, shift forward, tabletop. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, child's pose. Keep this going. Notice if anything's sticky, where your body feels stuck, feels tense, or even where you want to rush. Notice those areas. Challenge yourself to slow them down. Oftentimes it's not speeding up because that's the most efficient, but it's to bypass something that's uncomfortable. One more full round of breath. Finish out what round you're on. Then take one more full, complete round. We'll meet forward in a tabletop once you're done. All right, we're going to take this even further. Tuck your toes. Lift your knees off the ground. Hovering tabletop. Beast pose. So shins parallel to the ground. Heels stack on top of the ball mounds of your feet, on top of your toes. So not way forward, overstretching, and not way back, overstretching your ankles. Nice strong stack. So take a breath in here. On your exhale, hovering child's pose. Take your knees out wide. Take your hips low to your heels. Try to widen out your inner thighs by pressing more into your hand, allowing your hips to get lower to the ground. And inhale back to hovering tabletop. Exhale, hovering child's pose. Keep that going, breath to movement as well. Inhale. Exhale. Notice as you continue to move, breath to movement, how long you're staying in one pose while still breathing. Can you instead match every bit of that breath to some movement? So as soon as you end your exhale, that's as much space as you can gain, and then shift forward. Use that entire breath to shift forward. And then back. If you're feeling a fire build in your legs, I'm right there with you. Stay with it for 3. Just for 2. Last 1. Come forward, tabletop, lower your knees to the ground. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat pose. Just as slow. Breath to movement, inhale. Exhale. Continue on your own pace. If you start hearing your inner monologue getting increasingly frustrated sounding, whether it's talking about you, what you're experiencing, me, your neighbors, whatever it is, just notice the quality of the thoughts. If it's not supporting you, let it go. Take one more round of breath. Finish out your last round of cat-cow and then do a full complete after that. Meet in a neutral tabletop. From here, stretch your left leg out straight behind you, so almost like a half plank. Left leg is straight. Press into your hands and drive your left heel to the ground, so getting a calf stretch. 2 rounds of breath. Keep pressing your left heel back. Shift forward to tabletop and then send your right leg out straight. Toes tucked and then press to stretch your calf. Get a little deeper into this, so if you're already pretty stretched out, if you're pretty good on your self-care, this may not be intense. I'm trying to make it intense. One more breath. Come back to tabletop. Tuck both of your toes. Press your hips up and back for down dog. Now take your left leg, bend it. Press your right heel, touch it to the ground as you keep your right leg straight. If your heel touches, press the back of your leg towards the back of your space, and then press more into your hand. Try to get your chest closer to your legs. Wherever you feel more stretch come up on your calf, breathe into it. Switch your legs, left leg straight, right leg bends. Drive your left heel as close to the mat as you can, then drive your chest as closest to your lap as you can. Drive the back of your left knee, back of your space. Straight leg, 3 breaths. Bend both of your legs, inhale, look forward, then exhale, travel forward. Take it slow. Just notice what you've already woken up in your body, what still needs to be awoken. Bend your knees, let your palms plant face up. Head get heavy. If you want movement here, you can take some movement. Again, notice if it starts to get wild in ways that you can control it. Become calm. As if any thought that you have could pour out of the top of your head into your hands. Catch it with your hands, let it splash, dissipate. Next inhale, bend your knees, slide your hands up your legs, come to stand. Head comes up last. And take anatomical neutral. Reach your hands down, out by your sides, palm face forward, thumbs face up. Close your eyes for just a moment. Check in with the movement that you've done, how it felt, the challenges it presented. Remind yourself that this movement and this focus on movement has benefits at the end, no matter how uncomfortable, how boring, how tedious, how strenuous these movements are. Check in with that gift at the end, that far-reaching benefit that could stop there or it could go the rest of your days. How you apply it, it's up to you. Take another breath in, let your chest lift, side out. Again, breathe in, seal your lips. Exhale through your nose. You have the option to keep your eyes closed here. On an inhale, reach your palms up to mountain pose. On your exhale, turn your palms towards the ground and then let them fall back down. Inhale, reach up to mountain. Again, exhale, palms down by your side. Keep this going. In. Flip your palms down and out. Continue. Notice that buffer time in between when you breathe and there's still movement. Can you match the 2? 2 more rounds. This time inhale, reach up to mountain pose. Exhale, hands to your heart, Samastahiti, bend your legs and then fold over with a flat spine. Hinge at your hips. Halfway lift, inhale, and fold again on your exhale. 2 more times, inhale halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, plant your hand, step it back to high plank. All right, from your high plank, want to wave your hips up and back to downward facing dog. So take a breath in. Exhale, press your hips up and back. When you inhale, wave your spine forward back to your high plank. Exhale, wave it back. So a flowy flow, right? Liquid-like movement through your spine, like a wave to your hips, then a wave forward back to your shoulders. And this is like an up-leveled version of your cat-cow. What way can you find more space? For 2. Last 1. Shift forward to high plank, breathe in. Lower down to your belly, breathe out. And Cobra Pose. We're going to hold this Cobra Pose, so make it strong. Press into your feet, lift your chest. Already, I feel my low back not quite engaging. So feel free to lower it down at any point that you need. Give your muscles on your back line a rest, and then reapply pressure and lift. Continue breathing, that's part of the process. Strong, engaged muscles, and calm, focused breathing within it. Breath in. And exhale, relax left cheek to the ground, arms alongside your hips. And then just wiggle them left and right. And these tiny, subtle movements in between reconnect you and reassess your shape, maybe make more space. Bring your chin to center, hands under your shoulders, tuck your toes. Inhale, high plank, one straight line. Press up, and then down dog, hips up and back. Check in with your transitions there. How does it feel? In what ways can you finesse it even more? Surprise yourself with how smooth and how controlled you can move from one pose to the next. Next breath in, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, travel forward. Step, walk, maybe hop. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. Inhale, mountain pose. Reach up, palms face one another. Exhale, palms face the ground, let them fall. Again, inhale, mountain, reach up, different. Exhale, Samasthiti. Hang your hands to your heart and bring your energy back to your center. Inhale, back up to mountain, reach high. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. High plank, breathe out. Plant your hands, step your feet back. All right, from here, once again, press your hips up and back, down dog. Inhale, wave your spine forward, high plank. Exhale, wave it back, down dog. Again, inhale, wave forward, high plank. 2 more times. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, shift your shoulders past your wrist this time. Exhale, chaturanga, lower halfway down or less. Inhale, upward facing dog. Hold for 2 rounds of breath here and upward. Squeeze your shoulders together. Pull your chest forward, like you're dragging your hips through to your wrists. And inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Hips up and back. Inhale together. Exhale together. Last time, inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, step or float forward. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. Inhale, mountain pose, palms face. Exhale, let your arms fall out to the side. Inhale, back to mountain. Exhale, Samasthiti. Hands to heart. Last time, inhale, mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. High plank, exhale. Take a breath in. Your exhale, wave your hips up and back to down dog. All right, a little different this time. On your inhale, shift forward, shoulders past your wrist. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale to downward facing dog. Do that again. Inhale, wave your spine forward, high plank, shift your shoulders past your wrists. Exhale, chaturanga, make that a flow. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, shift forward, wave forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale to upward. Exhale, downward dog. Last time. Inhale, wave forward, shoulders past your wrists. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale to upward. Exhale, downward dog. Full breath in. Full breath out. Good. And from there, lift your right leg high, inhale. And then low lunge, step through to your hands. Left knee down to the ground. Inhale to Anjanae Asana. Kneeling crescent lunge. All right, for this one, I want you to walk your right foot just a little further forward so that when you squeeze your thighs together and shift forward, your front hip, your left hip rather, is in front of your left knee. So less than a stack because we're going to start to move this back. Taking a movement. What did you guess? Take a breath in again. Reach your hands up high. On your exhale, half splits. If you want to float, keep your arms lifted. For this first round, maybe suggest touching the ground, your leg, or maybe to blocks. So I want you to pull your right hip back. So notice you can still pull your right hip back without the strength of your hands, right? This is about leg and lower back strength. Press your right heel forward so you can pull your right hip further back. Then maybe reassess and apply your hands again to get deeper. And then breath to movement. Inhale, shift forward, kneeling crescent, reach up. Exhale, half splits. Again, maybe float your arms. Inhale, kneeling crescent. Exhale, half splits. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale, control your movements. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, back to kneeling crescent, reach up. Then exhale, both hands inside of your right leg. Start to walk your hands off the right side of your mat, lower down to your forearms. So left knee stays down. Stretch your inner right thigh and gently pressing it away. Two breaths. Come back in through the center. Plant your left hand down inside of your right foot, and then inhale your right hand up for a twist. Ooh, yeah. And if you want this further, left heel to glute, grab your foot. And this is early. If you're already feeling it, why not take it, right? See how it goes. Maybe you decide that this is for a later time and you let it go. Maybe it's right on time. 1 more breath. All right, gently release whatever bind you've taken. No slingshots, right? From there, tuck your back toes, lift your knee. Inhale to 3-legged dog, lift your right leg high. Bend your legs, stack your hips. Now squeeze your calf to touch your hamstring. So there's a strong connection of your leg to your leg. Then draw your circles, like there's a crayon on the very tip of your kneecap. Draw some circles on the wall. Keep your calf and your hamstring touching, and then reverse it. And notice that control, that little bit of a leash that it has on when your calf's touching. Come back to 3-legged dog. Inhale. The down dog, exhale. Left leg high, breathe in. Low lunge, breathe out. Right knee down. Inhale, kneeling crescent. And that connection of hamstring to calf literally is, it's like a leash. It holds it in. So then rather than your leg going wild, it's got that connection. There's familiarity. Arms up high. You can drag your right knee forward, maybe walk your left foot further forward so you have that diagonal in your back leg. Breathe in. Exhale, half splits. First round, we got a few rounds of breath. Whatever support you need, take it. Found some space. So great. All right, breath to movement. Inhale, back to kneeling crescent. Reach up.
Exhale, half splits. Inhale, kneeling crescent. Exhale, half splits. Keep it going. Inhale, forward. Pull your left heel to the back of your space. You drag your hips forward. Exhale, half splits. Last time through. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, reach up, kneeling crescent. Exhale, both hands inside of your left leg. Walk them out to the side. And then forearms down to the ground. It can be closer to your leg. Just try to get your torso off of your thigh. Last full breath. Come back through to center. Right hand stays down. Inhale your left hand up. Squeeze thighs together. Pull your heart forward. Inhale. Exhale, both hands down. Three-legged dog. Right leg high. Again, bend your legs, stack your hips. Squeeze calf to hamstring so the back of your legs are connected. Keep them connected as you move your circles. I think these are more like octagons today for me. But I'm going to own those octagons. Those are my octagons. Own your shapes. Back to three-legged dog and then to down dog. Alright, breath in, bend your knees and look forward. Exhale, step or float. Top of your mat. Try to land silently if you hop. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. Chair pose on an inhale. Okay. We got chair. We are here. Let's move this chair just a little bit. So we're going to take a little bit of balance into this chair pose. So take a breath in. On your exhale, airplane your arms. So send them out behind you. Squeeze your shoulders together. Can you continue sitting back into your chair? This is level 1. Next inhale, back to your chair pose. Let's add on. Exhale, airplane your arms. We'll call it chair plane. And then float your heels so you're on your tiptoes. Squeeze your ankles together. If you want to go further, lean your chest out. Squeeze your shoulders together. Drinking bird. All right, inhale back to chair. Exhale, either airplane your arms or float your heels for drinking bird. Inhale, chair. Exhale, drinking bird. Inhale, chair. Exhale, drinking bird. 2 more times. In. Out. In. Out. Different this time. Inhale, mountain pose. Straighten your arms and your legs. Reach your thumbs to the back of the room. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. And then low lunge. Plant your hands, step your left foot to the back of your mat so you can slow and control, maybe like you're standing into standing splits. Send your left leg back with balance. Maybe use your hands. They're there to support you. From here, float your fingertips off the ground. So use your core to start. Belly up and in, squeeze thigh to thigh. Fingers don't touch the ground. On your next inhale, high crescent lunge. Press through your right foot to reach your arms up. So that shape that we took earlier, kneeling crescent, same shape, now your back knee is lifted. Feels so much different though, right? I don't feel like I'm 3 foot higher than I was. I feel like I'm way higher. But here we are. So strong. Squeeze your thighs together, just like your other crescent lunge. Alright, we'll take this into a modified pyramid pose. So your back heel is already lifted, right? I hope so. Keep it lifted. On an inhale, straighten your right leg, palms to your chest. Exhale, modified pyramid. Both legs are straight, left heel is lifted. Hinge your chest forward out over your right leg. Great place for blocks here as well. Again, they can take you closer to the ground without compromising the length of your spine. If you want to go further, hands to the ground. And this is the modified version. If it's different than what you're expecting, especially if it's different than what you're expecting, breathe some softness into it, some acceptance into it. Last breath.
Rebend your right leg. Lower your left heel down to the ground. And then walk your hands off the left side of your mat. So it's like warrior two legs, but you're in this warrior two down dog stretch. So like we had our knee on the ground earlier, so now you're in warrior two legs. Can you still press your feet down into the mat, so both drive into the ground, and right foot forward, left foot back, so in opposing directions. Your palms flat. Can you press them forward so that your chest gets closer to the right side of the mat? One more breath. Take an inhale, come back through center. Lift your left heel off the ground. Take a standing split, shift forward, float your left leg. Big breath in, find a lift of your chest and your left heel. Exhale, forward fold, feet together. Halfway lift, breathe in. Low lunge, right foot back, right knee down. Or rather, no, right knee stays up. So get strong through your legs so that you can get lighter on your fingers. Your legs do the work so your arms don't have to. Next, inhale, high crescent lunge. Press through your left foot. Trying that transition all day. It's steadily getting harder. So no, it works. No, it works. One more round of breath. All right, inhale, straighten your left leg. Bring your hands to your heart. Exhale, pyramid pose. Modified version. Right heel stays lifted. Ooh, that is a wobbly descent. It's okay. All those little pieces are part of it. Have you ever recorded yourself doing something new, and then after a while of doing it, you look back on that option and see how it was? Almost always, guaranteed, it's a little rougher than you may remember. I would be so scared to see my original yoga class. As you do it more, get through the wobbles, it gets easier. Rebend your left leg, your right foot to the back of your mat, and then right heel down. Warrior two down dog stretch towards the right. I've been watching a lot of dance videos lately. There's some instructors that I see that their older videos are a little rough. Right? We learn, we grow. The more we do it, when we focus on those transitions, those tiny movements, the devil's in the details. It's so hard, but it's so beneficial to find those details. One more full breath. Inhale up through to center. Lift your back toes or heel off the ground rather. Standing splits towards the front. Squeeze your right glute, lift your right heel higher, breathe in, exhale to forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale, high plank on your exhale. Shift forward on a breath in, and then flow on your breath out. We're going to meet in downward facing dog. I'm skipping, so skip if you want. Don't skip just because I'm skipping though. Listen to your body. Down dog is where we meet. Here, take your right leg high. On your exhale, draw your knee to your nose, just like we started. Inhale back to three leg. Different. On your exhale, cross it to your left. Try to touch your tricep or your elbow. And then inhale, lower your right or your elbow towards your right knee. And then exhale, lift it back up. Do that 2 more times. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower to your left wrist. Exhale, bring it back up. Inhale, back to three-legged dog. Exhale, low lunge, step it through to your hands. All right, high crescent lunge. Inhale, reach up. Different this time on your exhale, back bend. So squeeze your elbows to your ribs, lift up your heart. Inhale, back to high crescent. Exhale, warrior two. That same shape we've been making with your legs building up to it. Now they should be warmed up and maybe even stretched out enough that you can find more depth.
Just like your pyramid poses, every part of your feet are firm into the ground. Drive down and forward for your back foot, down and back. One more round of breath. And then inhale, reverse your triangle. So right leg straight, point your tailbone forward. Reach your right hand up higher by squeezing your thighs together more. So your base is lifted strong, so everything above it can get stronger and higher. All right, big move. Take a breath in. On your exhale, half moon. So bend into your right leg, plant your right hand on the ground, and then lift your left leg. It's like a side version of your standing splits. Right foot down, right hand down. This is version 1. Version 2, I'm going to use a block to support my hand down. So the block is holding me steady. I don't have to focus so much on my balance. Squeeze your left glute, flex your left toes, attempt to stack your left hip on top of your right, maybe extend your left arm up. One more breath. Take an inhale. On your exhale, step back into your footprint, warrior 2. This time your inhale, reverse your warrior. Keep your right leg bent. Exhale, low lunge, hands down to the ground. From here, we're going to take it into horizon lunge. So turn all 10 toes towards the right. So you're on the pinky side of your right foot, it points to the right. Pinky side of your left foot, it points to the right. You can stay here. If you want to get deeper, stretch into your left hip, take an inhale. And on your exhale, lower your left hip towards the ground as you reach your right hand to your left leg. Still powerful through your left palm. Inhale, lift it back up. You can do that 2 more times or just hold stillness. Exhale, maybe dip. And inhale. Exhale. Inhale, reach it back up, low lunge. Exhale, hands to the ground. Flow if you want it. Skip if you don't. Down dog is the place to be. That's where we will meet. Full breath in. Full breath out. All right, left leg high, breathe in. Exhale to your nose. Inhale high. Exhale, cross to your right, hold it here. Inhale, lower your knee to wrist. Exhale, bring it up to your tricep. 2 more times, inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, low. Exhale, lift. Inhale, 3 leg. Exhale, low lunge. Light on your fingertips. Inhale, high crescent. So good. And your back heel high, deepen into your front leg. How close to parallel can you get your front thigh to the ground? And notice as you deepen into your front thigh, your right knee will start to bend to try to lower. Can you keep your right leg straight? Ooh. Full breath. Last inhale. Exhale, warrior 2. Open it up. Press your feet apart. And find your depth here. Full breath. All right, inhale, reverse your triangle, left leg straight. You can squeeze thigh to thigh, point your tailbone forward. Inhale, exhale, half moon. Bend your left leg, you can tap the ground with your hand first. You can keep your hand floating, use your balance the whole time, or grab something to support yourself, block or a bottle of water, a book. I love setting it up with a prop to start because you get this proper setup and then you get to activate your muscles into it rather than trying to balance to start. Get the balance out of the way. And then see where you can strengthen into it, maybe find more lift. Eventually getting lighter on your left fingertips. One more full breath. Inhale. Exhale, step back into your footprint. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Left leg stays bent. Exhale, low lunge, hands to the ground. Right hand stays down. Horizon lunge. All 10 toes point to the left. Left hand up, stay here or breathe in. Exhale, dip your hips. Again, inhale. Exhale. Last time, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands down and flow. Chaturanga through to down dog. Let yourself find down dog for a full round of breath in and a full round of breath out. Lift onto your tiptoes, breathe in. Child's pose. Knees to the ground, hips to your heels. Revisit the shape that we started class with. Revisit it with this newfound sense of your body, this awareness. And then take into account what changed. Has the tightness that you noticed at the beginning moved somewhere else, or is it gone completely? Is it just as strong, if not stronger? Acknowledge it, and then let it go. From there, shift forward. Still in your forearms. We're going to take it into either a forearm plank. If you want to go further, Dolphin Pose. We've got 10 rounds of breath. If you want Dolphin Pose, walk your feet in toward your elbows. Press into your elbows so your shoulders activate. And then you can stretch into your legs. Power into your arms. If this is enough, stay. If you want more, try lifting up a leg. Couple of breaths, switch. You want to go further, keep your gaze forward, try a couple of hops. Just get your foot off the ground, an inch, maybe 3 or 4. You're not hopping to kick your foot to the front of the room. You're just hopping to lift your opposite foot off the ground. 3 more rounds of breath. Do it how you do. Last full round. All together, lift your tiptoes, inhale. Knees to the ground, child's pose, exhale. This time, palms touch above your head. Reverse namaskar. Thumbs to the back of your neck. Press your elbows down and forward so you stretch out your triceps and your shoulders under your armpits. More breath. Release, shift forward. Let's meet in a high plank, just long enough to bring yourself to a half pigeon. You can bring yourself to plank and then pull your right knee forward, bringing it down, or if you want to take it to three-legged dog first, get some extension and then take it down, feel free. Otherwise, start making your way to your half pigeon. And again, another pose that gets looked over. I assume that because it's towards the end of class and it's a stretch, that the general mindset is to let go completely, not focus on anything at all. Can you still allow what you noticed about your body earlier to be a part of the equation to what you're doing to your body now? Whether you're still giving tension, or do you have those muscles that are gripping that may need to be worn out still? More power, more movement. Or notice if that movement stirred up enough that you can settle. These last 5 rounds of breath, envision it like an internal massage. Every breath in presses and smooths the muscles along the way. And your breath out represses them down. And 4 more rounds like that. Along on your back and your spine, your chest and your belly, your neck. One more round. Slowly walk your hands back in towards your legs. And then roll onto your right hip so you can swing your left leg forward. Okay. And then take a side bend stretch. So set up your legs like John Shasana. But then take your left hand, grab across to grab the top of your right thigh. So a little bit of pull there. So gently pull into your left hand, but continue pressing your right knee down. So as much as you're pulling with your left hand, resist it with your right leg. Breathe in, reach your right hand up. Then exhale, side bend towards the left. Just allow yourself to soften into the shape naturally. Again, not driving into it, coasting into it. Keep pressing your left or right knee down. That may be the enabler to get your right hand to touch your left toes. Again, it's a goal that may not be a lifetime goal. It may be unattainable. But can you soften into it either way? Soft along for the ride. 2 breaths. Inhale back up to the center. Right hand behind your hips, stargazer. Press down into the ground to lift up your hips. It's a great way to open up your chest more. Take your left hand behind your neck and then squeeze your bicep and elbow in toward your ear. Keep that connection and then inhale, lift your left elbow up to the ceiling. Just like you had when you had your hamstring and your calf connected in your 3-legged dog. Use them in unison to stretch out a different area. Inhale, re-extend left arm up. Exhale, hips to the ground. Swing it back to plank if you want to flow in between, or maybe take it to 3-legged dog. Draw some circles with your right leg. Take that away. Make it yours as long as you need. Half pigeon on the left. And no rush to get there. Take care of what you need to take care of first. And I'm going to put a block where my chest is going to go. I'm going to bring the ground closer. It means that I don't have to bend my spine any extra to get myself as low as my hips. If that sounds like what you're struggling with, get something to prop yourself up. Press your knees apart. See if there's some tension there. And then relax that tension away and see if it reconstricts. And if after a few rounds of breath and a little movement it doesn't change, let it go. Make a mental note. There is some very stubborn tension there. And then move on. Keep on breathing. Full breath. More than welcome to stay as long as you'd like. If you work through all the tension you feel like you can and you're revisiting same old tensions, and bring yourself back. Walk your hands towards your legs, roll into your left hip and swing your right leg forward. Grab your left leg with your right hand. Breathe your left hand up. Inhale. Side bend towards the right on your exhale. There's so much more space for me on this side. So crazy how much difference there can be in one side versus the other. Two more rounds. Barrel roll your chest up last round. Inhale back up through the center, left hand behind your hip. Stargazer.
Drive down if it felt good. Take it again. If it didn't feel good, leave it. Right hand to your right behind your head. Elbow and bicep to your ear. Inhale, lift your elbow up. Rotate your chest higher. Rotate your hips higher. Support the back of your head as you lengthen. One more breath. Inhale back up. Exhale down. One more time. Send your right leg back and then left leg back. Whatever shapes you took on the right side, take it here to even it. When that feels good, walk your feet forward to the top of your mat. Come to a seat. Ooh, you know what? All the way onto your back. Executive decisions here. Once you've made it onto your back, draw your knees into your chest and then plant your hands down alongside your hips, setting up for plow pose. Plow pose. Once you've got your hands on the ground, press, draw, and then extend your legs up as you press through your elbows to lift your hips and let your legs fall behind your head. Your toes don't touch the ground. You're not broken. It's okay. Just take your hands to your low back to support. If it helps, move your elbows closer and a little more pressure without having to add extra tension in. Focus on the shapes that you create rather than just the tension that you create within those shapes. 3 rounds of breath. Alright, bend your knees, deaf man's pose. So bring your ears, or knees rather, to frame your ears. Let your hands come back to the ground. We're going to slowly transition into a fish pose. So thumbs touching as your palms are flat on the ground. Unravel, slow to start on your spine. And then once you get to your middle back, roll using your momentum up to a seat on your hands. Alright, so you got that seat on your hands. Those are locked in place. Squeeze your elbows and shoulders together and then lower down onto your elbows. Good. From there, draw your belly up and in. Relax the crown of your head back. Lengthen into your fish pose. Then the top of your head may touch the ground. If that's so, that's all good. If it's really far away from the ground, that's still okay. Where's your breath? How are you talking to yourself? Soften all of it. All together, one more breath in. And then exhale, allow the top of your head to come to the ground. Straighten your arms. Let them release. And then take your feet out as wide as your mat. Broken bridge. Let your knees splay in and out, left and right. And then hug both knees into your chest. Give them a squeeze. And then supine twist to the left. Arms out to a T. Let your knees fall to the left. Right shoulder stays connected to the ground. So even if your knees aren't stacked, even if your legs are separated, if your right foot kicks a little further forward, just keep your right shoulder down so you rotate your entire core. Feels like you get more space if it lifts. It's false space. Hold it down. Twist from that root. And inhale to center. Exhale. Twist to the right. Left shoulder stays down. Thus equal. One more breath. Back to center, happy baby, final pose of class. I'm going to keep my heels close to my hips, bent legs. If you want to take hands behind your legs or maybe go for full, grab the outside of your feet, all about it. Make it about you. I'm going to keep this fun, modified version that's supportive for me. 3 rounds of breath. 2. Last 1. Rebend your leg, hug your knees to chest. Make yourself into this tiny little ball with as much tension as you can create. Squeeze your arms, squeeze your legs, squeeze your glutes and your abdominals. 3 breaths in. More pressure on your breath out. Squeeze. Inhale. Contract on your exhale. Squeeze in. All right, last big breath in. Hold it at the top. Take one more sip of air. Exhale, Shavasana. Release and extend your legs and arms long on your mat. Allow yourself a few moments to rest. Whatever your mind is coercing you to do, or whatever distractions it's bringing up, softly let them pass. Like they're clouds in the sky, they're not yours to hold on to. Observe them and let them go. Yourself a little more time here, especially if your mind is so distracted it's crying out for you to do anything else but this. It's a sign. This is maybe what you need more of. Just like raising a child, always giving your mind, your intuition's what it wants. It's not necessarily the best thing for it. Notice those little tantrums. Stay longer if you can, but if you're ready to move on, begin tiny movements. Fingers and toes. Your hands, close them up, tilt your chin left and right, feel your neck reawaken. Maybe take a couple of swallows to reset your throat. And reach your hands above your head, good morning stretch. Get long, maybe point your toes, maybe flex your toes and move in between the two. And then hug knees to chest. Pick a side, roll to it for Fetal Pose. Let your right palm on the ground. Press it down to bring yourself up into a seat. Keep your eyes closed if possible. Hands at your heart, lift your chest. Recognizing that in one another there is light, love,
a student and a teacher. We bow towards one another, share the words. Namaste.
That was what you needed, yogis. My name is Jeremy. I'd love to chat about the class, what happened here, what you would like to see later, or something that maybe didn't feel that great, that it would be good for me to know. So I'd love to hear your feedback on what happened. Yeah, I'll be doing this again tomorrow. I'm here on YouTube at noon, and then again on Thursday at 6 p.m. So hope to see you again soon. Take care of yourself, drink lots of water. Until next time, namaste, yogis.